Hey guys, Lucas Garvey here. Today I want to discuss something that has been hotly debated recently. That being if it's ethical to support the work of an artist when it is discovered that the artist in question did something horrific. Some people demand that all their work is burned to never be seen again, while others demand that no matter how evil the artist is, their beautiful art must be preserved. Some even going further than that, saying their work reconciles their evil actions. There's a couple of ways to tackle this question. Let's use a recent example. Kevin Spacey has been accused of a lot of terrible actions recently. From the fallout of these accusations, many people have pursued the typical act of wanting all of his past work to be shunned, removed from streaming sites, and erased from history. Now, for the sake of argument, let's say that every accusation is legitimate. There's still an issue with this line of thinking. It completely ignores every other person who worked on the art. A typical Hollywood film can have hundreds of people working on it, and can consume thousands, if not tens of thousands of man-hours. So to completely shun a work for the actions of a single person who contributed to the whole seems ignorant of all the other people's hard work and genius. Also, if we use this line of thinking everywhere, then it'd almost be certain that every work of art and organization should deserve being shunned. Out of the thousands of people who contributed to making the iPhone, there's probably someone along the chain who wasn't a good person. With this mindset, it seems like we should shun Apple. Now, it's more than understandable if someone personally finds it difficult to watch American Beauty after Kevin Spacey's recent scandal, but that's very different from demanding the film to be erased. Well, what about if it's a single artist? No one else is involved, just the evildoer. Well, it gets a little bit trickier. It seems that most people just have an issue with supporting the artist monetarily. So, if the artist is already dead and all that remains is their work, then most people don't seem to mind. Which is good because most artists are going to have a controversy or two over the course of their life. The problem arises when the artist is still alive. Because now, the sole benefactor of you absorbing the work is the evil artist. Is it still ethical to support the work? Well, personally, I would like to believe that the work transcends the artist, that the art isn't representative of the artist, that the art acts as not only a purgative for the artist to express their own feelings, but also a purgative for the audience to purge their feelings. I think this used to be true across most instances, but now, in the modern day, not so much. The biggest issue is the emergence of the celebrity artist. You can listen to Flight of the Valkyries without knowing anything about Wagner and still get an idea for the whole work. Whereas today, a lot of the work is heightened by knowing the celebrity status of the artist. If you sat down and listened to all of Kanye West's discography, then listen to it again, but this time with full knowledge of his public persona and his past as a celebrity and his current scandals, you would have a completely different experience on the second listening. The art of today is strangely personal, which it always has been to a certain extent, but never this exclusively. Art usually is universal yet personal, a mixture of opposites. But now it has changed. With a celebrity artist, it is set up to make you feel as if you know the artist on a very deep level. And then all their work is an expression of this celebrity persona, regardless of how accurate this persona is to the true person. So when a celebrity artist is caught performing an evil act, it irrevocably changes all their prior and future work, because so much of the work stems from the knowledge of the artist. That's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about this debate down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like, click subscribe for more videos like this one every week. I'd really appreciate it if you also click the bell button to stay notified. It helps the channel a ton. Also, one last thing, I have a podcast with my good friend Dakota Perez. It's called the Trash At Podcast. I'll leave a clip at the end of this video. So if it's interesting to you, I'll be leaving a link to the channel in the description for you to check out. Thanks for watching and enjoy the clip.
Honestly, I really hate the whole computer simulation shit. People say that.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that. I don't know what it is. It seems like so 99. Have you guys seen The Matrix? You know, I don't know. It's just like
they're really pushing it, like billionaires and scientists.
A lot of people, like the last
famous
year
people.
or two, it's been like everywhere. And it's like, so what changed? There was like a huge, like, did they see like the new fucking NVIDIA GPU? And they're like, oh yeah, we live in a simulation. It's like, what the fuck happened, you know? Like,
yeah, I don't know what they discovered that makes them think this, but
there was something they unlocked.
Yeah, apparently within the parameters of this theory too, it's like, oh, by the point that, like, once we get to the point that we realize it's a simulation, like, or like, okay, the narrative is like we're working towards like melding with computers and creating like a life that's semi like so perfect, and that's the simulation. But in reality, we're so deep into the rabbit hole that by the time we figure that out, we're gonna realize that we're already in a simulation. Some shit like that. It's like once we crack the code on what it means, it's like, oh, we're gonna learn that we're actually already in one. Whatever. I think that's just some weird scientist way of like explaining God or something. Like it's like, like we have definitive proof that something somewhere has created this reality.
That's the thing, because it's like, well, how do you define simulation? It's like, well, shit happens and there's rules. Yeah, we live in a simulation. Were we created by something? Well, yeah, that's a simulation, but it's also like the fucking Bible and all that shit too. So it's like, what do they mean a computer simulation? Is it like, oh, well, we're just inside sort of this giant universe, which is inside something else. Like,